Hey, what is up, you guys? As you are definitely aware by this point, I was in LA last weekend. I've uploaded so many videos at this point, but I was just like such an amazing experience. I'm like so grateful that I had the opportunity to go there and just like experience it. It was so fun. I came back here, I'm just like so re-energized and like inspired and like just wanting to like put my all into like YouTube and stuff again, which is super cool. So while I was over there, I went to a really cool bookstore called the Last Bookshop, and it's in downtown LA. And the bottom floor is pretty much just like a standard shop, but then the upper floor has like kind of art installations, and the books are all arranged in like really cool ways, for like really cool displays and stuff like that. I'll put in like pictures here, but it was just like really cool. And while I was there, I bought a few books, and I also was gifted 2 books by Kevin when I went to film with him, which was so nice of him. If you haven't watched our video, which is the male booktuber tag, it was my last uploaded video, although I don't know if it will be at this point, but anyway, it's on my channel. Really highly recommend you watch it. It was super fun to make, and I just had like the best time ever in LA. So before I get started, please leave a like, it means a lot to me, and if you like this video, consider subscribing, and let's just get straight into the haul. So the first book I bought was The Adventures of Robin Hood by Roger Lansling Green, and I actually kind of bought this, not by mistake, but I thought this was the actual classic Robin Hood story, but it's not. The classic one is The Merry Adventures of Robin Hood by Howard Pyle. And after I bought this and I was looking up like the differences and stuff, I found out there's like such a like complex history of Robin Hood. Like it wasn't like really created by one person, and this book and The Merry Adventures of Robin Hood are both lots of different poems and stories and plays combined into like what's it called, like a chronological story, which is really super interesting. So this one is the like kind of modern English version, and the Pyle version is like Old English. So I'm actually kind of glad I bought this one, because I don't know how much I could follow the Old English one. Well, not that I couldn't follow it, but just like, you know, be invested in the story and kind of connect to it. So I'm actually kind of glad I bought this one. I've actually already started it. It's really interesting so far, and I'm excited to keep going. Oh, if you don't know, Robin Hood, which I feel like most people do, he is an outlaw who steals from the rich, gives to the poor, and has adventures with his merry men. I don't know. I feel like everyone kind of knows the basic story of Robin Hood. But yeah, I'm quite excited to get into this one. I don't think it'll take me that long to read, because it's kind of a children's book. I don't know. We'll see. But it's really interesting so far. The second book I bought was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey. I hope I'm saying that right. And this is about a man who is in a mental institution. Well, it's about a lot of different patients in the institution, but you see the story through like one guy's eyes. And I don't know too much more about the plot right now. I just know that the characters in this are supposed to be really, really interesting, and that's like kind of the main focus is the characters. Hopefully that's right, but I did hear that online somewhere. So I'm quite excited to get into this. It's also pretty short as well. It's only, yeah, it's like less than 200 pages, which is kind of cool, because I'm really looking for like kind of shorter books right now. So I'm excited to get to this, and hopefully it is good. I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's like a really well-known classic. The third book I bought in the Last Bookstore was The Old Curiosity Shop by Charles Dickens, and I only really picked this up because I was just about to finish Great Expectations, which I really enjoyed, but it took me a long time to read, and this one's like even longer, so I don't know when I'll get to this. But this is about a girl called Nell Trent, who lives in a curiosity shop with her grandfather, and they are unable to pay their debts and are forced to flee and live in the streets, I think. And that's really all I know at this point. I really enjoyed Great Expectations. Obviously, I'll put my wrap up at some point, probably before this video actually. So go watch that if you want to know my full thoughts. But I really enjoyed the characters that Dickens created. The actual plot, Great Expectations, I did like it, but it was like the characters are like the standout part of the story, and I'm really excited to see what other interesting, unique characters that he comes up with in this one, because like I said, that was the highlight of Great Expectations, and I think that that's his strong point from the one book I've read so far anyway. All of these books, by the way, this one was $3, this one was $6, and this one was $3, so quite a good bargain. I was sure I bought a fourth one, but apparently not. Okay, so then when I was at Kevin's, he made me shut my eyes and pick 2 books at random that he gave to me. And the first one was Notes from the Underground and the Double by, I'm not 100% sure, I think it's Fyodor Dostoevsky. That's my best guess. And this is the first, oh my god, what was the word? I don't know how you say that. I'll put it in the screen. Anyway, this is the first novel of that kind, and it's about a man who is known as the Underground Man, who struggles with like society and things like that. This is the same author of Crime and Punishment, which I also own but I haven't read, because it's really long. It's quite an intimidating looking book, but this is much shorter, so I probably will actually get to this at some point. He's a Russian author, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, that's all I really know so far, but it does sound really interesting. It's set in St. Petersburg, so that's Russian, yeah. I don't know that much about that book, it was picked at random, but it sounds really interesting, and I'm so grateful that Kevin obviously gave me these 2 books. The next one is East of Eden by John Steinbeck, and I've obviously heard of this one. It's a really famous book. This is about 2 families who have like interweaving stories, and the actual plot of the book is loosely based on like the biblical story of Cain and Abel, as well as just like the creation story, I'm sure, which is super interesting because I'm really into like biblical stories and like biblical art and things like that. I'm not religious personally, but I actually find that stuff really interesting. I actually really want to get a tattoo that's like based on a religious painting. It's like a dove, but it's like when the dove is the Holy Spirit. I don't know. I just think it's like biblical art is really interesting, and the stories as well, even if I personally don't believe in it. So super excited to get to this. This is a retail price of $18, which is a lot, so thanks Kevin. And this one is also 14, so thanks a lot. Like I said, he just made me like shut my eyes and pick it at random, which was pretty fun. I had no idea what he was doing at first, but yeah, thank you so much. So those are the 5 books that I got in LA. I'm really actually excited to get to all of them. I'll probably, like I said, I'm currently reading this one, and then I'm probably going to read this next, Month Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and after that I'm not sure. The Dickens one I probably won't get to that for a while. East of Eden I really want to get to, but it's also quite thick. It has like deckled edges, which I've never owned a book with that before, so pretty fun. Yeah, so obviously if I read them, you'll know because I talk about them on my channel. But thank you so much for watching. Like I said, like, subscribe, it really means a lot to me. I'm going to try and put out more bookish content soon, because obviously I put up a lot of vlogs recently and that's not everyone's cup of tea. But thank you so much for the people that do watch them and comment and stuff, because it's really fun to make them, because obviously travelling is fun. And I'm actually going to Las Vegas and Chicago next month in November, but I don't know if I'll actually vlog them because I'm going with people, so we'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.